On this day, the pilgrims who are offering Hajj have to perform 2 sacrifices, each one for a different reason. The first one is your usual udhiyah. If you are, on the day of Eid al-Adha, when we're not performing the Hajj, and when we're at home, because of our financial ability to do so, we do a sacrifice, right? Because we're able to do so. That can actually be done in any part of the world. And one should take care of that, and one can take care of that before they go for Hajj, and make sure that is taken care of. That is a completely different obligation. And then you have one which is known as Damu Shukr, right? The one for Thanksgiving of the Hajj. Now this one is the one that is done in Makkah after the Hajj, and this is the one that you have to do if you are performing a Hajj Qiran or a Hajj Tamattu', and not if you're performing Ifrad. If you're performing the Umrah and Hajj in one Ihram, it's obligatory for you to do it. If you're performing Umrah with one Ihram and a Hajj with another Ihram, it's obligatory for you to do it. And if you're just performing the Hajj without performing an Umrah, then it's not obligatory, it is praiseworthy. This needs to be done on the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, and this needs to occur inside Makkah. Once you have taken care of this, you will have your head shaved. Once your head is shaved, all the restrictions except intercourse are actually lifted from you. You can do everything except spousal relationships. Okay, according to the madhab, according to the school of thought of Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayh, there is a sequence that needs to be followed, and it is wajib and compulsory for you to follow that sequence. If you do not follow that sequence, you have to give a fine, and the fine is the sacrificing of an extra animal. Some people do not follow the extra sequence and simply say, you know what, we'll give a fine, who cares, because it's only $100. That shouldn't be our attitude. Our attitude should be that we want to do it as closely to the correct method as possible. First, on the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, you will begin by pelting the shaitan. You will do the animal sacrifice, which follows, and then the shaving of the head. Right, the shaving of the head. And it should be done in that order, and if you need to remember that order, remember the word pass. Pelting, animal sacrifice, and shaving of the head. Due to the difficulty, now by the way, it is very possible for you to do it in order. It is very possible for you to do it in order, as long as you make sure that you do the pelting and then you take care of the animal sacrifice. To do the animal sacrifice, it's very difficult for you to actually go to the slaughterhouses and get it done. It's very difficult. The Saudi government sells you vouchers for 300 and some riyals, which you can purchase, and they tell you on the vouchers that your sacrifice will be done at this time. Fact is, your sacrifice is usually not done in that time because it's not possible for them to sacrifice so many animals by that time. And most of the vouchers just say 10 o'clock in the morning anyways, regardless of where you buy them from. So it's not possible, because if it's being done at 10 o'clock in the morning, what you need to do is you need to do your pelting before 10 o'clock in the morning, and you need to do the shaving of the head after 10 o'clock in the morning. It's very possible that you may not be able to get to Mina before 10 o'clock in the morning. And if your animal sacrifice is done at 10 o'clock, then you will do your shaving of the head afterwards, and it's very possible that your animal sacrifice is not done by 10 o'clock in the morning. And a lot of people may have certain contacts, and you can actually work around this, where you know individuals who will take care of your animal sacrifice for you. You call them via, using your cell phone, and let them know that you've done your pelting, and they can go ahead and do their sacrifice. They will tell you, okay, in about an hour you can go ahead and release your ihram and have your head shaved. So that is a convenience that some people have. Now, due to the fact that many people do not have these conveniences, some Hanafi ulama, scholars, have given the concession that you do not have to do these actions in that order. Once we have shaved our head, we usually, we take a shower and we change into our normal and regular clothes. So pretty much you've only been wearing and being in the state of ihram for really 2 days, the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, and half of the 10th of Dhul Hijjah. By then you've removed your ihram and you're now wearing your regular clothes.